DeAnna Pellecchia has established herself as an artistic force and collaborator in the world of dance and the visual arts. Rooted in Boston, she began her performance career immediately after graduating and has worked for Paula Josa-Jones, Anikaya Dance Theater, Kinodance Company, Bennett Dance Company, Nicola Hawkins Dance Company, and Anna Myer Dancers. She, along with Ingrid Schatz, co-founded KAIROS Dance Theater in 2005 and has been teaching at Boston University since 2002. She is a champion and powerful voice for all women and to all who desire to reach their fullest potential. Here's DeAnna to tell us more about her journey in dance.
I always say that I really appreciated my time at Roger Williams because it was not a place that was just sort of churning out technicians, and a lot of other programs at the time, that's what they were really focused on. And Roger Williams was really focused on fostering and nurturing artists and helping people find their path to what kind of work they wanted to make and how they wanted to make it. Roger Williams really helped me to explore so many different facets of the art form so that I could really find sort of what avenue I wanted to go down. And all of those different things, they just sort of, they really came together to help me find what kind of a mover I really was, and also what kind of art I really wanted to make in the world as a dancer and a choreographer. Through college, I was also exposed to the work of like Pina Bausch and Paula Josa-Jones, who I ended up dancing for decades. So, and that work, that was the work that really excited me and still excites me in the world. Dance, what is considered dance theater. So it's not just movement for movement's sake, but there's set design, there's acting, there's dancing, there's movement. There's a real narrative that you can kind of hold on to. And there's a deep visceral connection to the body that's sort of involved in the storytelling. And so, again, I was able to find and discover all of that through the program. When she walks into the room, you know you're really going to work. And that's always what was so, I loved that about her. I loved that. And she knew that I loved that. Like, she knew that I was the kind of person that needed to really be challenged and pushed. I wasn't a person I'm not a person you can kind of tiptoe around, and she would do that. And she had all of these ways of doing it. I literally still hear her voice in the studio with me sometimes because, you run a piece so many times and then you think like, okay, I've run it enough. I couldn't possibly, how many more times could I run it? And what am I actually going to get out of another run, And I'm exhausted. And if I do another run, it's going to really be just terrible, right? And that's when she would make you do another run. When you really believed that you didn't have anything else to give, she would make you do the run. And every single time that run would be spectacular and magical in a way that you would find something new in the piece and about yourself inside of the piece during that run, because you were so overexhausted and so beyond your physical limits that you had to go to someplace else to actually get through the run. And it was, I always keep that with me, and I always make myself do that one extra run. In my senior year, Christine Bennett, who was a Boston-based choreographer, I had been in her piece at Roger Williams my junior year. I had kind of been the anchor, the upperclassman anchor, and had a solo in her piece, so I'd worked very closely with her. And then senior year, second semester, she came back just to teach a few master classes, and at the end of one of her classes, she said to the class, I'm in Boston, I have a company in Boston, I'm going to be making a piece this summer, and I am looking for some dancers. It's going to be a community-based project, and I'm looking for some dancers. And so I went up to her right after class and said, I'm going to be in Boston. I would love to be involved in the project. And so that was it. Like, I did this one project with Christine Bennett, and I ended up dancing with her for 7 years. You know, like, I was her rehearsal director. And I really, I mean, some of the work that I did with Bennett Dance Company is some of the best work that I have done in my career. Bennett Dance Company's mission was to really blend contemporary dance with original set design. And this is, I mean, again, it's the roots of what I do as well, which is I always want to be collaborating with another artist. And I always want whatever their art form, whatever medium they're working inside of, I want it to directly inform the movement vocabulary that I'm creating. So I'm interested in making a whole new way of moving based around the information coming from this collaborator. And I totally got that from Christine Bennett and Bennett Dance Company and working with her. Dancing with horses is singly one of the greatest things that happened to my life. You know, and it did sort of bring together my childhood and sort of who I was as a person. You know, like I've been riding horses since I could walk. So there was this element of you know, authenticity of who I was being married with this art form that I loved and was so committed to. And so I danced with Paula and with horses for, oh my God, years. I mean, you know, 10 years very regularly. And through that process, we danced with many different kinds of horses. We danced with dressage horses. We danced with rescue horses. We danced with this Liberty horse, whose name is Pony. And Pony's trainer is this amazing woman, Sarah Hollis. And Sarah was based in Massachusetts, in West Hampton, actually. And that's where we originally used to go and work with her and Pony. And Pony is a Liberty horse, meaning he has no bridle on him. He has no saddle on him. So he dances with Sarah, his trainer, based on body cues. And so Sarah would teach me, and Ingrid, who was doing the work at the time, she basically had to teach us how to be horse trainers. And Pony is a royal pain in the butt. So Pony is like the diva dancer of the horse world. So he's very particular. And if you don't get his movement cues right, he will trot off and refuse to work with you. This is who he is. So you really have to learn your stuff and you have to know it. And so I danced with Pony, with Paula, for years and years and years. Ingrid and I, who I danced with for many years, we made a series of duets. They started out as the title of those duets were That Girl and the Other One. And they were about both of our experiences as young women and young girls and being bullied. And, you know, I mean, I think that's where I sort of make all of my art from is this, you know, this place of, this is my experience in the world. Has anybody else experienced it too? You know, like, and can we meet there? And can we talk about it? Can we have the conversations? And to me, that's I'm always trying to make that kind of art because that's the kind of art that impacts me when I find my own self inside of something, when I can really see my own experience inside of somebody else's experience. Yeah, those duets started and we made a series of them. And then we decided that we were going to take those duets and turn them into an evening length piece, and that we wanted to have more dancers sort of fill out the landscape of that piece. And so in 2012, we formed KAIROS. I have been on faculty at Boston University since 2002, if you can believe that. And I was young, and Mickey Tiller-Pinney totally took a chance on me, which I'm really grateful for. But I started slow. I started small. I started teaching one jazz class there, and then grew from there. I had 2 jazz classes. Then I started teaching aerial dance there. I've taught body conditioning for dancers there, a repertory class. Right now, I'm currently teaching one jazz class and one contemporary class. But yeah, I've been there for a long time, and the dance department there is very supportive. Mickey Tillerpenny is wonderful. I love to fly, literally. Like, I love to get on my horse and race her as fast as I can. I love to be as high in the air as I can, spinning as fast as I can. Anything that allows me to fly really fast feels really good. But also that weightlessness and that place of being totally vulnerable, in that you're still human, right? So like, you're not a superhero, and you do have limitations. But how can you push those limitations as far as you can, and really stay present in that moment and stay vulnerable, right? So like those are the things that I'm always kind of exploring in my work.